Before dawn, Bernie Madoff started the journey from penthouse to courthouse. The disgraced financier's last car trip through Manhattan as a free man, tracked by helicopter. The mastermind behind the world's biggest ever securities investment scam, finally facing justice, as well as a few dozen of those who lost their life savings.
There's $3 million us, my mother, about $10 million, my sister, about $1 million. All gone. Prospects of recovery from the government, nil.
Dozens of those burned by the Ponzi scheme queued up for a chance to confront the 70-year-old former chairman of the Nasdaq Stock Exchange. He was charged with 11 felonies, including fraud and perjury. Just after 10 o'clock in Court 24B, Bernie Madoff stood with his hands folded in front of him and pleaded guilty to all 11 counts. He said, "I'm actually grateful for this opportunity to publicly comment about my crimes, for which I am deeply sorry and ashamed." He went on, "As the years went by, I realized my risk, and this day would inevitably come. I cannot adequately express how sorry I am for my crimes." One after another, victims stood up to have their say, asking the judge not to accept the plea but to make him face trial. One asked Madoff to look him in the eye. The financier stared at the floor.
What do you have to say to the public, to your investors?
The scam, known as a Ponzi scheme, operated for more than 2 decades. Madoff lured new investors with the promise of excellent returns, but used their cash to pay off old clients. It collapsed in December when the credit crunch bit and investors tried to withdraw $7 billion. Investigators have so far recovered $1 billion in cash and securities, a fraction of the money invested. Many believe he didn't act alone.
I'm glad he wasn't that arrogant to say he wasn't going to plead guilty. I'm very happy there was no plea bargain. I would like to know, however, who else was involved. There's no way this man could have done this himself.
At the end of the hearing, Madoff's bail was revoked to the delight of many in the court. The gilded cage swapped for a correctional facility. He'll remain there until his prison sentencing in June. He could be sentenced to 150 years.